so golden.
Hi, my name is Maya, but you guys know me as Horror Jabi. I'm a TikToker who makes horror videos and true crime and all that type of stuff on my TikTok, but now you are on my YouTube channel. Today's video is about a video that I already made a 1 minute video about on my TikTok that you can check out, and the link will be in the description. And it's about the theory that the Winnie the Pooh characters are all representations of different mental illnesses. So before I begin, this is a trigger warning for anyone watching this video. I'm going to be talking about eating disorders, depression, mental illnesses in general. So if this is a trigger for you, either watch it with someone you trust, someone that knows what you've gone through or are going through, or just click off and you can watch my other video about Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Hi, before I begin, I forgot to say that I'm reading off a laptop to get the definitions and the stuff right. So if you see me looking over there a lot, it's because I'm reading off of it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. So I'm gonna start with the one and the only Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is said to have binge eating disorder. So on TikTok, I asked him, they said he had bulimia, but after a lot of research and looking into the topic itself, I discovered that he does not have bulimia, but he shows signs of binge eating disorder, which is similar to bulimia, but not really bulimia. So he has binge eating disorder. Basically, binge eating disorder is when a person consumes excessive amounts of food and are left with the feelings of self-disgust or shame because of the amount of food that they just ate. So here are a couple of signs that Winnie the Pooh does struggle with this type of stuff. So number one is that Pooh usually hides the honey that he eats from his friends because of the shame he gets after he eats it. He overdoes it with honey, he eats it way too much, and then after it he starts doubting himself and hating himself for it, and he eats it maybe to fill the void of the constant need of companionship in his life that he doesn't have. But whenever he eats, he's left with feelings of shame and disgust, and just he hates himself because he's obese and he can't help himself from eating all the honey. Next, Tigger shows signs of ADHD. So ADHD is a mental disorder that causes the person to have above normal levels of hyperactivity in their body and impulsive behavior. They have terrible focusing on one task or staying still for a long period of time. Tigger shows very excessive and very obvious signs of this disorder. He's restless, he's always jumping around, he's always excited, he's always hyperactive, he always wants to go and do things. He interrupts people when they're talking because he is incapable of staying still and listening for a long period of time. And he lacks fear and responsibility in every case you could ever put him in, which is a huge sign of ADHD. Next, I'm going to be talking about Piglet. Piglet shows signs of anxiety. Anxiety is a worry about future events, while fear is a reaction to current events. These feelings may cause physical symptoms such as increased heart rate or shakiness, which is where Piglet comes in. Piglet is always trembling and shaking and nervous just in general about anything he ever does or any person he comes in contact with. He has exaggerated startle responses when he's scared, so people usually just jump when they're scared. He has extra of that. He runs away, he hides. He's very on edge all the time. And when he's in stressful conditions, he shows signs of shortness of breath, and the shakiness and the trembliness of his body increases a lot when he's in stressful situations. So now Kanga. Kanga's case is kind of small, and she just shows tiny bit of symptoms for this, and it's social anxiety disorder, which is it's an intense or persistent fear of being watched and judged by other people, or just the fear of interaction and the stress of interaction with other people. So it's basically anxiety but in a social situation. So Kanga, the only thing she portrays is that she is way too overprotective of her son when it comes to strangers, which portrays her social anxiety. She doesn't want him close to strangers, she doesn't want him talking to strangers. It's that kind of thing. Then brings us to Roo, who is Kanga's son, and he is linked with autism, which is a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. Rue usually has a lack of awareness to danger that he might be getting himself in. He has a severe attachment to his mom's pouch, and he repeats things when people says them, which links us back to Kanga's situation with social anxiety around her son. Because he is autistic, she worries about him way too much from strangers and the people around him. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Then we have Iori or Eeyore. I really don't know how you say his name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but obviously it's very obvious that he has signs of depression. Depression causes feelings of sadness and or loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. It can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. Now, it might be stupid for me to name what the signs, but I am going to for the people who have not seen the show or the movie or whatever it is. He usually shows depression and a depressed mood throughout the entire day. He doesn't show interest or any pleasure in any activities that are being done with everyone, and he usually has fatigue or no energy during the entire day. So his symptoms are actually they're in your face, they're very, very visible. So we all kind of grew up knowing that he was struggling with something, but when we were kids we didn't know what depression was, but we knew he was struggling with sadness. Then comes Rabbit, who shows signs of OCD. OCD is an anxiety disorder in which people have recurring unwanted thoughts, ideas, or obsessions that make them feel driven to do something repetitively. Rabbit usually is very intensely occupied with cleaning and organizing and maintaining order everywhere he goes, not just his house. And he washes and cleans clothes that are already clean and cleans counters that are already clean. He organizes things that are already organized. So he's kind of like repeating the actions and making sure that everything is organized and everything is clean all the time, which are huge signs of the OCD that he has. Not all OCD is the same. Now we have Owl, who shows signs of NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder. It involves a pattern of self-centered and arrogant thinking behavior, a lack of empathy and consideration for other people's feelings. So basically very self-centered. Owl thinks of himself as the most intelligent person in the forest but he's really shown signs of dyslexia before, which is kind of, he could still be the most intelligent, but he messes up a lot because of his dyslexia, which is also something else that he might have. And he has a lack of empathy and sympathy for others because he is too proud of himself and he thinks the world revolves around him when it doesn't. In Winnie the Pooh, it revolves around Christopher Robin. Finally, we have Christopher Robin, the star of the show. He shows signs of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a mental disorder in which people interpret reality abnormally. It may result in some combinations of hallucinations, delusions, and extremely disordered thinking and behavior. It's kind of obvious that Christopher Robin struggles with that because he has a few friends. He's never had a huge amount of friends, and he always carries around Pooh with him. Pooh's his stuffed animal. He portrays his emotions through the stuffed animals, so maybe all the different mental disorders that we've seen throughout the entire series and the movie are his actual feelings portrayed through his stuffed animals. And obviously his friends are all his stuffed animals, so he's living in his head. He doesn't have a concept of real life because of his schizophrenia. I hope you enjoyed my video for today. This took a lot of research and a lot of time because I really wanted to get into the root of the disorders themselves. I wanted to get their meanings right. So if I didn't, please correct me. I want to be educated, but that's the research I got. If you enjoyed, you can subscribe to my channel where I'm going to be posting every now and then, whenever I have a video, extended theories of the videos I have on my TikTok and some that I don't have on my TikTok. So you should subscribe, and if you like this video, like it, press the like button, and comment down below whether you believe this theory, if you have any corrections or any additions to my theory, and what theory I should do next. Thank you so much for watching. You should follow my Instagram, which is at @hhmaya__. It's linked down below, and my TikTok @horrorjabi, also linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.